So now we're going to review orthographics. You can see that I'm showing my grid lines. I can use my grid snap sometimes, and I'm going to draw each of these just using the grid lines. Here's like 1, 2, 3 across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up, 3 across, circle 2 point. The center of this one is 3 up, 3 over, and it's 2 across, it's 2 wide. So just using that type of process. And then this one just has a little chunk of this one taken out of it. And this one has a little chunk of this one taken out of it. So you can see how this is going to work. I'm going to use my geometry layer. And I'll just start with this one. I think it goes up 6 over 3. The bottom part goes over 3. Then I have a circle 2 point from that spot to that spot, and I have some trim. And then I have circle radius starting 3 up and 3 over and going with a radius of 2. So there's my front view. That's what this shape would look at the front view. And since this is a gentle curve, then you don't actually see it, so that's what it's going to look like. You don't see a line there. So there's your front, right, and top of this. And I'm just a little picky, so I'm going to move that over so that it's the same distance away as that one. Now this one, I'm just going to take a chunk out of it, so I'll make a copy. And I can see there's a little chunk taken out from the top quadrant over. So let me draw from the top quadrant all the way over, because I'm going to see it over here too. And I'm going to go from this midpoint over, because I see that. And I'm going to see this spot right here is going to go straight up. And now I can trim away what I don't want. Trim, 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 trim. And that is, you can see that. That's the front view. When I look at it from the right, I see this line and this line. And when I look at it from the top, I see that line. And they do have to match up. And notice, it's not right lined up perfectly. And I'm only asking you to draw the object lines, the visible lines. No hidden lines on this one. So let's move it over. Start there. This one, I'm just going to wipe out this stuff from the top. So if I go from this quadrant up, that would be it. And so now I can do some trimming again. That's gone now. So that's gone. And that's gone. That one stays. That's gone. But now I would see this edge right here going up. So there we go. That's how that would look at from the top, from the front, and from the right. So now I've got those three, and it's time to put them on. This one should be renamed, by the way, a new layout. So let me rename this layout. Link. And I don't have my things set up, but I bet you if I go DC and look at my open drawings and look at my layouts, I can duplicate one of these Okay, so they're in there. I don't have my other ones. So let's just do a duplicate. Do it a different way. So I'm going to copy or move. I'll create a copy and put it at the end. And I'll rename this one Ortho. Let's get rid of some of that stuff. There. You can just pull it in from your mechanical if you want. I'm just showing you another way. Okay, so now I want to show each of those on here. So let's go to our def points, layout, rectangular. And this time I'm going to put 4 of them. I'm going to have a box of 4. I think that looks like a good size. And I have to zoom in on each one now. Actually, I'm going to do this in a slightly different way. I'm going I'm going to just put my rectangular viewport in with just a regular 1. I'm going to double click and I'm going to zoom in on that. And 0.5, that's probably a 1 equals 2. There we go. That looks pretty good. And I'm in that viewport. I'm going to turn those both off. Lock it. Oh, now I've got that. And then I'm going to create one more viewport to show where that came from. So let me move this one down. As I organize these, I'm going to move them just a little bit. And let me put in, watch this, I can put in another viewport. I can zoom in and I can show that. Now we can see what I was trying to draw. So let's lock that. But I don't want to see that other stuff, so I can crop it. I can move it over so that all I see is the part that I wanted to draw. See how that looks? So that shows those. So now I get to make another one. I'm only going to do one more of these. There we go. And I'll zoom in on this one just to show you how these will go. And I think it was 1 equals 2. And then I make another new one. And I go find this one. That looks pretty good. Looks like I'm seeing all of it. And then I would do the same thing for my third one. Okay, well, I might as well just show you. Won't take too long. I'm trying to, they don't have to be the same size because I'm going to see them at the same scale. So they'll end up being pretty close. I can do other work to make them line up better and things, but I'm not too interested in that. And let's go ahead and put our last one in here. There we go. And I could make those all the same scale too. Depends on how much time and effort you've got to make this really look cool. And now you've got all three of those showing all on one layout. And we've got our arcs, our link, which you'll finish up, and our ortho all in one file. So I better save it. And the next step you already know how to do, plot all of the layouts to one PDF. So here we go, export to PDF, click all layouts, and you can finish it up on your own. So there we go. That is your review for section 6. Just making sure that you remember how to do all sorts of things and you get faster and faster and faster.